How you guys doing? Once again, everybody, part two. Your boy Tony from Cali. Happy Wednesday. I believe today is Wednesday. Been doing a lot of stuff happening. But as you can see, the Bro Station right behind me. Showed you guys the video of it earlier, earlier, part one. G5 on the bottom. We're gonna call this a G5 too, but it's really not the G5. It's the Intel base unit, but we may replace it with the G5. This is just kind of a sample of how it's gonna be. So G5, we're going to call it the G5 Bro Station. The G5 Bro Station to 2025. The G5 Bro Station for 2025. It's a broadcaster station, basically like a live streaming, everything, all mobile. This thing is all rollable. It's all on wheels. I'm not going to roll it around right now. It's kind of heavy though. But yeah, it's the full retro. We're going to call it a vintage retro Bro Station because that's what it is. It's all components from 2003 all the way to 2006, I believe. So 2003 to 2006, we've got components that we've all put together. Use what you have. Like I said, use what you have, old stuff. And all these components came from the thrift store. Keeping it all real. I got the G5 tower over here. That came from the thrift store. That's the original G5. That's the single processor, I believe. And then we got the dual processor down here. So both of these came from the Goodwill shop, goodwill.com. I think I got them like in 2023. Keeping it real. They came out in 2003, but I got it in 2023. You see how that works? So I do the math. Yeah, I had to wait a while to get these, like 20 years. Okay, so 2003, 2003, 2006, 2003, 2006, 2006, 2005, and that's what we do. We take old stuff and we bring it back to life. That's what this video is all about. So we bring it back to life. Happy Wednesday. Happy broadcasting, building, Wednesday, retro, vintage system. So this is a complete studio. That's what this is. It's a complete studio. You roll it around. You do your videos. You do your live streaming, and that's what it could be used for. It's on wheels. We'll show you the back of the wheels because we got the wheels like not too long ago, maybe like a month ago. This is the bag. Newer is the brand. I'm not getting sponsored for this or anything. I should get sponsored. Newer, sponsor me, okay? I should get sponsored for these videos. As a matter of fact, I'm not even getting what's the word? I'm not even monetized. Because I think what happened was I got some copyright strikes and all that kind of stuff, and I didn't get I'm not monetized because things that I say sometimes you can't say certain words and all that kind of stuff. So, and I say what I want to say. You know what I'm saying? So, monetization is not everything, but I wasn't getting that much anyway when I was getting monetized. I think I was getting like $100 every 3 months. I'm not a big YouTuber, so, yeah, $100 every 3 months. I know every little bit helps. I know what everybody's going to say. That's why I tell you guys, don't hate, don't wait, donate. A lot of donations and things like that, that has helped me out in the past. Haven't received any recently. I don't know why. But if you like this content, like I say, don't hate, don't wait, donate. This is what I do in my spare time. A lot of people want to know, hey, Tony, why are you not at the casino? You're not gambling. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. You're not going to the club. You're not partying. No. This is what I do. This is my hobby, and I enjoy it. So don't hate. Don't hate the player. This is what I play with, okay? I'm not the player, but I play with my old vintage equipment. I got a Magnavox camera sitting over there. I was going to show you that. I might take that and upgrade that Magnavox camera in the next couple of days. And I want to talk about Mac. Once again, this Mac stuff. I'm a collector of Mac in a sense because I used to work for Apple, and that's the history behind this. I worked for Apple, I think from 97 to like 2000. And I worked from Apple. I worked at Apple. I was a computer technician. And when I originally started working there, was I a technician then? I don't think I was a technician when I first started working there. I forgot what my position was, but I got promoted to become a technician. No, I was a technician when I started at Apple. I was a technician, but I was temporary. Now you work through temporary agencies and things like that. I worked through a temporary agency at the time. Can't remember the name of the agency. I worked through a temporary agency, and they were going to hire 5 guys or something like that out of like 100. It was like 100 applicants, and I got selected as the #1 technician. So that's a historical moment in Black history or whatever history for me. And that happened in 1997, 98, between 1997 and 98, when I got hired as a permanent employee for Apple. Worked at Apple in Elk Grove, Laguna, Elk Grove, that area. Don't know the address, look it up. but that's where I worked, and that's the history behind that. So when I started working for Apple, I was intrigued by the new. That's when Steve Jobs came back to Apple, because Apple had lost a lot of money and this and that, and they didn't have, things weren't going good for them. So Steve Jobs came back to Apple and kind of brought them back to life with all the new colorful computers. The first computers that he created were the iMac computers, and they were the G3s, the G3. And I wanted one of those. I was like, these things are nice. They had FireWire and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if the original one had FireWire. I think it did. But anyway, I wanted one of those computers, and they were talking about $12.99. That was the cheapest computer you could get at the time. I think they were $12.99. It might have been $8.99, $12.99, somewhere around there. And yeah, we're talking about $899 or $1,299, somewhere around there, the price. And I was like, man, I want one of these, but I couldn't afford it. Wasn't making a lot of money. As a technician, I think I made $10.50 an hour. Yeah, $10.50 an hour. And I think I made less than that when I first started. I also worked for Packard Bell. I worked for Packard Bell as a tester, not a technician, but a tester for Packard Bell. Tested the computers as they came down the assembly line. And I had test like 4 or 5 systems as they came down the line. And I'm plugging up hard drives and plugging up systems and testing them all out through diagnostic software. Yeah. So I started off as Packard Bell, and I was only making like $7 there, $7 an hour. Yeah. And then prior to that, once again, I worked for Hewlett Packard. These are some computer companies I worked for. Yeah. Worked for Hewlett Packard too. Worked for Hewlett Packard. Didn't work there very long. I think I worked there for like 3 years maybe. But I was only making $6. I think $6.35. $6.35. I wasn't a tester. I started off there as a disassembler, where you disassemble mainframes, you disassemble any type of components, and you save the motherboards. And that's why the way I am today, I think it's from that where I started to kind of preserve and appreciate things a lot more. I appreciate things. They used to make us take apart the computers and take apart all those things. I was kind of mad at the time too. I'm keeping it real. I was mad. I was mad at my salary, and I was mad at destroying things. I ain't gonna say, they told us we were taking apart the boards, and we would throw away a lot of the stuff, throw away the frames, and throw away this and throw away that. And I didn't like really taking apart things. But that's where my start was, at Hewlett Packard. So I started at Hewlett Packard as a disassembler. Went to Packard Bell, became a tester, and worked at Apple. Once again, Apple was my main, where I became a technician, where I became a computer technician. I was a computer technician. So, yeah. The reason I just wanted to give you that little short story is because when I worked at Apple, there was a lot of computers that I always wanted to have. I wanted a G3 iMac, which I have actually sitting in front of me right now. I'm going to show it right now. I have a G3 iMac that's sitting in front of me. I use that every day. It's my daily driver. It's not an iMac anymore. Internally, it's a PC. It's actually an HP PC. And see how I kind of combine my jobs? HP, Apple, Packard Bell. I don't have any Packard Bell stuff. It's really weird. Anybody got a Packard Bell computer they want to donate it to the Broadcaster Museum? Feel free to do that, because I would like to have a Packard Bell. I remember Packard Bell computers when they first came out. I wanted one of those too. So when I was working for the companies, there was computers that I always wanted, but I couldn't afford it based on my salary. $6 an hour, $7 an hour. The last salary was $10.50, and this was back in Apple back in, like I said, 1999, 2000. Between 97 to 2000, I remember working for Apple. So that's my point, was now I can afford these Apple computers that I always wanted. Okay. So I went back in time, in history, especially during the pandemic or whatever. That's when I went back and I said, you know what? Let me see if I can find the G3. And I found a G3. Then I found another G3. And then I found another G3. And then I found another G3. So I got 3 G3s. Then I found another G3. I got like 5 G3s now. I got a G3 PowerBook, Pismo PowerBook. Yeah. I'm not going to pull it out. Look at some of my other videos. I got a G3 Tower. I'm looking at it right now, sitting in front of me. G3 Mac Pro, or whatever they call it. It wasn't even a Mac Pro. It was a G3, I don't know. G3 Tower. Blue and white. The original blue and white. Finally got one of those. Took me a long time to get one. Got it on the thrift store. Got it at thrift store. I got it at shopgoodwill.com. Keeping it real. Shopgoodwill.com. This came from shopgoodwill.com. This is an iMac 17-inch from 2006. And it's an Intel-based one. And then I've got the G5 as well. I got a couple G5s, I think, and a couple Intel based ones. So it's too much. They're in the Broadcaster Museum. One day we will show you all those. We're trying to get everything set up. So once again, that's what I tell you guys: donate, don't hate, don't wait, donate, so we can get this stuff set up, so I can show you guys the equipment. But what I'm going to show you, so like I said, I couldn't afford the iMac back then, so I ended up getting the iMac, the original iMac later on, from 1998. It was 1997 one. I got 1990. I got 1997. I think it's 1997, 1998. So I've got two of those in the Broadcaster Museum: a green one, and I think it's a purple one. A green one and a purple one. And then I got a blue one sitting right here. The blue one is from 2000. I think it's 2001 or something like that, where this one came out. And I use this one every day. Okay, I want to show it to you. It's a little junky in here right now, so I'm not gonna show it. But you've seen it on my previous videos. We had the Trinity. I got the TriCaster toaster and everything all hooked up to it too. It's pretty nice. I mean, the TriCaster Pro and the TriCaster hooked up to it, and a bunch of other stuff. And once again, it's a PC now. It's not Apple anymore. It's PC, but using the vintage frame. Same thing with this PC right here. The G5 dual processor down here on the bottom. We're going to be adding a mini PC to that. I don't have the mini PC right now. I was planning on getting it 3 days ago, but really don't have the money. I had to pay a lot of bills, keeping it real. So if you guys want to help me get that going, and yeah, don't hate, don't wait, donate. I would like to get that mini PC. It's on Amazon, and it's like 140 bucks or something, $143. I posted it a couple days ago. That mini PC is actually going to go inside of this, and then we're going to light this baby up, and we're going to do some stuff to it. The G5 still works, still has a processor and stuff, so we're going to have a dual system where we can go into, we can power the G5, show you all the G5 stuff, put Final Cut Pro in there, all that kind of stuff, and then I've got the Final Cut Pro software, so we're going to have it where it's going to all come through this monitor where we can switch. I got a switch box I just bought the other day. I finally got it. Said my payment didn't go through because, yeah, I bought it like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and they told me my payment didn't go through, and then I had to wait till I get paid, and then I finally got it. So this is a pretty nice switch box right here. I just wanted to show this for the record. I don't think you guys can see it very well. Electronic switch box. It's got 5 inputs. So this is pretty awesome. We may be using this for our computer switching. I bought it originally for the other Broadcaster, the portable one that you see me rolling around. That's what I bought this for, but I don't know. We may use it for this. And it also came with a remote control. Got a high definition HD TV remote control, which is awesome. And it lights up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And all you got to do is just plug in your cameras. You can plug in 5 cameras or 5 computers. And as you can see right now, we got 3 computers on here. So say I wanted to add some, I could put it right here. I could mount it right there, which I might do. And then I could, boom, light it up. 1 camera, 2 camera, 3 camera, 4 camera. I think I might plug this up. I want to plug this up now. Anyway, comes with power supply too. So I got it for $10. Can you believe that? $10, and I'm keeping it real. I got it for $10 before Trump's tariffs. I don't know if tariffs had anything to do with it. I'm just keeping it real. Now it's $19. The same box is $19 because I went back and I clicked on it and I said, okay, I might buy another one of these, and now it's 19 bucks. But this thing is solid. It's not plastic. It's pretty solid, electronic, and it runs off of 5 volts. That's pretty good. So it runs off of 5 volts, so you don't even need that adapter. I can just plug it into like a USB, make a USB cable for it, and then this will come right out of the computer. And this will, I think this is what I'm gonna use it for. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna put the mini PC inside of that. So that's gonna be 4 computers. 4 computers. This is the world's first Bro Station with 4 computers, 4 cameras. How's that sound? Nobody's ever done that. No one's ever done that. This is the first YouTube video. So that's why I tell you guys, hey, donate. Don't hate, don't wait, donate. Go to my Cash App, $ Tony McDew, because nobody's done this. You know anybody that's built a mobile system? This is all rollable. It's all on wheels. I can roll it outside. I can power everything all up, just like that. I don't need to plug it all in. Run off of a battery. All this can run off of a battery. Okay? Yeah, that's pretty impressive. So we may take this system. I kind of want to put it on here right now. I kind of want to show you this. Well, I want to show you how this thing lights up. I want to show you what it looks like. My power's not hooked up over there. I don't think it is. Try and plug it. See, you guys got me. I want to show you guys stuff here. The switch box is pretty awesome. Let's see the power strip here. Not getting any power over there. Oh, man, why am I getting no power? Turn it off over here. Okay, hang on for a minute, folks. So I'm just gonna plug up the power strip and show you guys. I like lights. See that little blue light? Okay, and what do I do with the remote? Okay, see that little blue light right there? And you got buttons here. You got 5 buttons here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5. So as I hit the buttons here, I'll just hit number 3. See it change? 3, hit number 4, and so forth. So you see the lights changing. Okay, so that will be switching your video signal. So I could easily take this thing and the mini PC already has HDMI out. That's why I need that mini PC. I need that mini PC, you guys, please. That's why I tell you guys, this donate so I can get it. I wanted to get it the other day, but I had to pay. I had a huge lot of bills to pay, and I wasn't able to get it. So after I paid all my bills, paid for the Broadcaster Museum, had to pay for the Broadcaster Museum, which is, yeah, a lot. It takes a lot. So if you could help me get that computer, it's a mini PC.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Yeah, every time I say the word C for, yeah, my station, it comes up because I programmed it for that. That's not Alexa. See, if I say Alexa, it won't do anything. Hi, Alexa, Alexa, Alexa. Okay, see. But if I say, computer, what time is it?
It's 6:08 a.m.
6:08 a.m. See, I'm keeping it real. Computer, what's today's date?
Today is Wednesday, April 23rd.
Exactly. Computer, what's the temperature outside?
Right now, it's 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Today, expect a high of 76 degrees.
Computer, what's my name? Maybe you don't know my name. Computer, what's my name?
I'm talking to Anthony. This is Anthony's account.
Okay, it does me. Computer, red alert.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Computer, fire photon torpedoes.
Photon torpedoes now armed. Firing.
Computer, fire phasers.
Okay. Firing phasers. Pew pew.
That wasn't that good. Anyway, as you can see, I'm a Star Trek fan. Yeah, the original Star Trek. I watched the Next Generation, Star Trek. I didn't like Deep Space Nine. That's the only one I didn't really like. Deep Space Nine. There's a lot of other Star Trek too. Star Trek Discovery. I really like that one now. Star Trek Discovery. I don't know if they made any new ones on that one. I think I watched it all the way to the end. But yeah, I'm a Star Trek fan. So that's the reason I named the system computer. And every time I say it, it responds. Maybe didn't hear me this time. That's good. So I named it computer because in the Star Trek series, that's what they used to, Captain Kirk, William Shatner, used to say, hey, computer, tell me this, do this, blah, 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 blah. So that's why I named it that. And I got some other plans for that too. I thought about taking it too. We may take it, that's just the basic Alexa, $20. Got it for $20 or 20 or $25. I think it was $20 at the time. It was a special deal. I was like, yeah, that's good. I'm not spending no $100 and $200-300 on Alexa. They do have better brands and stuff. I was like, that's perfect. It's just a little round ball, lights up. It's pretty cool. I might build it on here too. I think we might build that on here too. I thought about it the other day. I said that'd be kind of cool. I don't know where I'm gonna put it, but I think we might put it on there. It's just sitting over there in the corner right now. So enough of that. You see the switch box once again. This is like $10, but now that we got the Trump tariffs, it went up to 19. That's a big jump. Also, there was a mini PC that I was looking at the other day. I really liked it. It had 4 HDMI outputs. I wanted to get it. I had it in my shopping cart. Wanted to get it. Thought I was going to get it like on payday or something. And it went up. It went from $100. It was like $119. From $119 to $200. I was like, come on. Trump tariffs. I don't know. Anyway, I wanted to give you guys a little background story. Oh, That's what we're going to talk about. Let's talk about the Apple. I talked about working at Apple, Hewlett Packard, Packard Bells, and those are some other computer companies I work for. I think I work for a couple other ones too. Can't think of them right now. But my point was I wanted a lot of Apple stuff back then, but couldn't afford it. So now that I'm 20 years in, I said, you know what? Now this is going to see if we can find some of these old relic, vintage computers and maybe bring them back to life. I got the G3s over there. I got the G4s. Those are also going to be upgraded. This mini PC that I'm talking about, I don't plan on buying a bunch of them, but I want to take this mini PC, which is smaller than this one right here, as you can see on the camera here. Smaller than that. It's only about, I showed you guys in my video today, it's really small, about this size right here. It's about this size right here. Okay, this thing upside down. This is one of those TV, what do they call it? Android TV boxes from whatever year. It's about this size. So imagine this something this small. You just stick it in, and I got the perfect section where I'm going to pop it in. I'm going to pop it in right where the hard drive section is, which would be cool. And the G5 will be back alive. The G5 will be back alive. So the mini PC is just to show you guys what you can do. You can take something old, like an old computer. I got an old Radio Shack computer over here. I also put a different computer inside of that. You know, so you bind a frame, and you're putting something in that frame, something different. People have done it in Nintendo systems. People have done it in Wii systems, gaming systems, briefcases, all kinds of stuff. People have built computers out of all kinds of stuff. And I used to do that back then. I used to build computers. I built computers out of Tupperware way back in, what year was that? Must have been 1990, around 1990 to 95. I was building computers out of Tupperware. I built a computer out of a jury box. I built a computer out of a lot of stuff, a fish tank. Yeah, I remember building a computer out of a fish tank because I like to see all the moving parts, the fans and the motherboards and all that stuff. Now, it's funny because when I built mine out of the fish tank, that's where all the gaming computers came from. If you look at all the gaming computers, you can see all the fans and the lights and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I built it out of a fish tank. I was like, hey, I want to be able to see all my components. I think that'd be cool. I'm tired of these beige-looking computers. All the computers were all beige, you know, like beige, white, colored, almost. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it was very boring to me. So I was like, hey, can I take the computer? Can I build it into something else? So that's what I started doing. That's where it started happening around the 1990s when I started doing that. And this is just, when you see this little collection here, didn't spend a whole lot of money. I probably spent $50 on the tower right there. Keeping it real, $50 on that one. I think I spent probably $50 on that one. And they shipped them out to me, FedEx, which is great. Goodwill.com. Just went to Goodwill.com. Shop Goodwill.com. I haven't bought any stuff from them in a long time. I pretty much got the Broadcaster Museum filled up with all the collection of all the things that I kind of almost wanted. And that's where this comes from. It's not where I'm trying to sell anything or do anything. I'm just taking things and not destroying them. Like I said you before, the G5 is going to have the mini PC just placed inside. Take some Velcro, place it inside or whatever, make a mount for it, and call it a day. I don't want to take away from it. I want to still be able to use the G5. So the G5 will still be able to turn on, still be able to go into Final Cut Pro and all the different applications that were running on that G5 at that particular time. I'm not trying to really upgrade it and put a lot of money into it because it's not really feasible to do all that. But we're just going to we'll make it operate, and then we'll have a switch box this electronic switch box that's right here. We'll have this where we just can switch back to G5, switch back to PC, switch back to G5, switch back to the other PC up there, switch back to the other PC, and we can have 5 PCs on here, 5 computers, or maybe 4 computers and a camera on the switch box. So that's the purpose of that. What's the other thing I wanted to tell you guys? As a Mac collector, I do have a lot of Macs. So in the Broadcaster Museum, we've got, I think, from G3 all the way to, I got a couple MacBooks, probably from like the MacBook Pros, I think from like 2008 or something like that, 2010. I don't remember the years on the newer ones, but we're going to show you the older ones because these are pretty incredible. Okay, first of all, I guess we'll go back to the original here. Okay, hang on here. These in order here, which I didn't plan on doing really. I told you I was going to show you in my next video a couple of MacBook Pros. Okay, here's one right here. This is the MacBook G4. I don't even know what they called it. They didn't call it a MacBook Pro. They called it a PowerBook. This is the PowerBook G4. I should clean it up. I didn't clean it up. Should clean it up for the video, but it's a nice looking computer. It's really in good condition, to be honest with you. It's a G4 PowerBook. I don't have a power supply for this. I gotta get it. I got this a long time ago. I forgot how many. I probably got it in 2023, and I don't think I powered it up because I didn't have a power supply for it. I gotta get a power supply for it. Anybody got a power supply you want to give me and donate, or just donate so I can buy one off of eBay. But it took the round power supply that plugged in. It didn't have the mag power supply. It didn't have the magnetic one. And put it a little closer so you can see the connectors. Okay. I had the round power supply. And what's unique about this one, it's got DVI. It's got a DVI. And it's got S-Video. See the S-Video port? S-Video port is right here. That's the S-Video port, if you want to know what I'm talking about. And S-Video. Should plug one of those in. Okay. Well, S-Video, I got a bunch of cables. They plug into the TriCaster. So S-Video was supposed to be the best video you could get at the time. And you plug your S-Video cameras in. I showed you guys the Super VHS camera the other day. It's probably be a good setup for that, now that I think about it. So what I try to do is put together package deals. I try to go back in time, figure out what year this came out. Now I don't even know what year it was, but I was watching the YouTube videos the other day. What year was it? I think it was 2001 maybe. 2001 when this came out. And then you got the S-Video plug, so you would plug in your S-Video camera. And then this one had FireWire too. I think it was FireWire 400 at the time. FireWire, so you would plug in your little mini DV cameras. If you had a mini DV camera, which I have a collection of those, you plug in your mini DV camera and you could capture everything in with Final Cut Pro. Final Cut Pro was their thing, and iMovie, of course. iMovie was the basic, and Final Cut Pro, and those are the connectors. Okay? And this is funny. This is a funny computer. I mean, because this was technically like their first Pro system, I guess. Pro was a G4 PowerBook. Can y'all see the label on that? I wish you could see that label. I don't think you can. This is the G4 PowerBook. Okay? Now, this came out, I think, once again, I think it was 2001. I could be wrong a bit. It could be 2004. And then right after that, I'll show you. I told you I'm a collector. That's upside down. I'll show you the apples the right way, I guess. This one right here is the MacBook Pro. This is the first MacBook Pro. This came out in 2006. They're both the same size. Both the same size. Put them, stack them up together here. And the differences are, this one has the Mac input on the side, the Mac connector. I got them stacked the wrong way, don't I? No, I got them stacked the right way. They both got CD drives in the front. They got CD drives in the front. Okay. And they have this one has the Mac connector on the side, the magnetic. You guys know what I'm talking about. Has a magnetic release on the side, and that one has the round one. G4. These are heavy. G4. These are 17-inch. These are the big babies. So if you had one of these back in the day, you spent a lot of money. I'm telling you. I don't even want to talk about how much I spent. I bought one of these when I was in Vegas, and I bought it. It cost me, you ready? $3,000. Yes. I'm getting real. I was making pretty good money working as an audiovisual technician back in the day, Mandalay Bay, keeping it real. But I didn't buy it all at one time. I kind of had to save my money. But I really didn't save my money because I was gambling back then. You remember when I was gambling? And I pawned this computer so many times. Okay, you don't even want to know. I pawned it because I was gambling and trying to double my money and all that kind of stupid stuff. Those days are over. Never again. That's why you see me now. I have it. I went back in history. I said, man, I missed that baby. I have it. It's probably pretty useless now compared to the technology that we have now. That little mini PC I told you is way more powerful than this. Your cell phone is way more powerful than this. So, yeah, this is for me. This is just my little collection. This is the MacBook Pro. And I open it up. What you guys see? I scratch my screen. I don't know if I scratched the screen or not. But MacBook Pro. It's kind of, I gotta check the screen out on that. I might probably wipe it up. This is the MacBook Pro from 2006. Okay. 2006, this thing came out. It was a lot of money. I didn't get mine in 2006 either. I think I got mine in 2007. I might have got it in 2006. But let me just tell you how I got it. I didn't save my money. I used to gamble back in the day. So what I would do, I would go to Fry's. I get paid. And I tried to get out of the gambling. I said, well, I'm gonna spend a big portion of my money at Fry's Electronics, the largest electronics store in the world, where your Best Buy is guaranteed at Fry's. So I would go to Fry's, I'd buy something, and I remember buying this little. It was like an iPod something. It was like $400. So I spent like $400 on my check. I bought it, and then I kept it for like 2 weeks because you could take stuff back. That was bad. So I kept it for 2 weeks, and then I take it back, and then when I get paid again, I add to that. So I bought this thing. It was like $400. I remember what it was. I can't remember what it was. It might have been a MacBook. No, it wasn't even a MacBook. It was like a iPod thing or something. I paid like $400 for it. So then I took that back. The next week I added another $200 or $300 to that, or $400 to that. So I was up to like $800 now, in credit. You know how you get credit. So I would get the credit, and then I take that back, keep it for 2 weeks, and then take it back. And now I got $800 in there in the bank. I used to say, put your money in the bank. That's how I used to put my money in the bank, because I was not good at saving money. So Fry's was my bank. Sometimes they charge you a restocking fee and all that kind of stuff, but a lot of times they knew me pretty well. It depends. I think they did charge me a little restocking fee sometimes. I didn't care, because I was putting my money in the bank, putting my money in the Fry's Electronics bank. Fry's Electronics, the largest electronics store in the world, where your Best Buy is guaranteed at Fry's. Remember, I worked there. I worked at Fry's before I started at Apple. I was working at Fry's. Before that, I worked for Computer Warehouse. Then I worked for Fry's Electronics, and then I worked at Apple. And I worked at Apple as a temporary employee, and then I got hired. I didn't get to go back and tell you that whole thing, but I was temporary, and out of the 100 guys that they wanted to select, I was the number one, the first guy they wanted. My boss came to me and said, "You are my number one pick." He told me that. So I should tell you something. Okay, I'm not bragging. I'm just, keeping it real. I was looking jacked. Okay. So, going back to this, when these came out in 2006, I was in Vegas, had a little money, and I had a plan. And I said, I'm going to get one of those one of these days, but not right away. So I bought the $400 item, kept it for 2 weeks, got paid again, put another $400 on and got the MacBook. That's when I got the MacBook. The MacBook. Couldn't afford this one yet. The MacBook. And I have one of those over there too. I should show you the MacBook. The MacBook is a black laptop that looks exactly like this. It's in great condition. And I know it's over there. I'll show you that on the next video. And it was a cheaper system you could buy. A computer. It was like $800 for that computer. The MacBook. So I had $800 in credit. So I was able to buy the MacBook. I said, "Oh, take my credit, take this back, and now I want to get the MacBook." Okay. Fry's used to get mad at me. Some of the people used to get mad because I did that. So then I kept the MacBook for 2 weeks. 2 weeks? Because you had 30 days or whatever. But I said, I don't care about 30 days. I'm keeping it 2 weeks because I get paid every 2 weeks. See? Put your money in the bank. I don't know if you can do that nowadays. Fry's don't exist anymore. So I know you can't do that nowadays with Fry's. So then I had $800 in. Got the MacBook. Brought it home. I was happy. But then I said, I want the MacBook Pro. So I just kept on doing it. And I think I bought another Mac later on. I took the MacBook Pro back in 2 weeks and bought another computer. I can't remember what it was. Put another $500 into it or whatever until I got up to $3,000. And by that time I was ready. I think I probably took like my whole check and said, bam, put my whole check in that mug and got the MacBook Pro. And I didn't get the 15-inch. I got the 17-inch. I had to get the big boys. That's what I'm telling you about nowadays. Everybody wants the big boy. They want the big iPhone 16 Plus and all this other stuff. No. I had to have it. That's what I did back then. I was gambling back in the day, and I used to take this thing to the pawn shop and pawn it every now and then and get money. And I think they give me probably $500 for it at the time, or $1,000 or whatever it was. And that was my money. And I'd go right back to the casino and keep on trying to double it and triple it, and I finally ended up losing it. Yes, I lost the MacBook Pro. I lost my baby. I lost you, baby. But I got you back. But not only did I get the MacBook Pro back, are you ready? I got two of them. Okay? Two 17-inch MacBook Pros now. Now, unfortunately, the technology is not that good anymore. And unfortunately, your phone is probably more powerful than these MacBook Pros. And, oh, this is the G4, sorry. This is the G4, get them mixed up. I'm trying to keep it real. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. That's why I'm going to line these up so you can see. I got two MacBook Pros. And you look at the connectors. You can see that I'm telling the truth. The mag connectors and blah, 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 and whatever. Both of these are MacBook Pros, and these are hecka heavy. And just to show you, here's the G4 right here. So take the G4, put the Z4 on top. Hang on. So now you see the G4, and you see all the MacBook Pros. These are all 17-inch. 17-inch Mac. Apple. Okay? But I went a step further. Yes, I have a 15-inch too. I have a 15-inch Mac Pro. Okay? And these need to be restored. A lot of these need to be restored. I tried to turn them on today. One of them I got a picture on, the other one I didn't. That's a lot of stuff. This is the MacBook Pro 15-inch. Is it kind of shaky there? It's kind of good. I'm just shaking. MacBook Pro, these are heavy. This is the 15-inch. The 15-inch, 3 17s, well, 2 17 MacBook Pros, and then of course the Mac. I'm trying to pick this up. I'll show you all three of them. One of them lights. One of them the battery's on. Gotta try charging them up. That's all of them right there. 3 of them are MacBook Pros, and one of them is a power PC or whatever, the G4. So that's my video for today. That's my collection. Just wanted to kind of show you guys that. I'm a Mac person to a certain extent as far as nostalgic, collecting them, working for the company. HP, of course, the same thing. I got a couple of HP computers. I don't have any, I'm not partial to any of them. Mac over PC or anything like that. Right now, I do enjoy PC more because it's more affordable. Once again, $143 for a computer. Come on. That's going to be powerful, more powerful than all these computers I just showed you. So that's what I'm trying to get right now. So that's what I tell you guys. Don't hate, don't wait. Help me out. So I have no more money right now. I have to pay bills, keeping it real. I'm trying to get that computer. It's a 143 Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. It's called the G5 too. Yeah. The GMK, I think. The GMK G5 computer. That's why I decided to kind of put this together. I want to have a G5 theme. G5 iMac, G5 tower, and of course the G5 mini computer is going to be built into the tower. That's going to be like our main system. And then we got the other one up here for live streaming. The little mini PC. We're going to keep that because I was going to take it down and put it in the tower at first, and I said no, we're going to keep that on the camera because that's going to be for the live streaming, for OBS and everything. And then the other computer is going to be for whatever. It'll probably be for OBS too. OBS and all kinds of other stuff too. So this is a live streaming broadcasting system, broadcasting station, Bro Station. We call it Bro Station for short, but it's a broadcaster station, and we're gonna call it the Pro version, Pro Broadcasting Station, portable, mobile, portable, G5, vintage, retro, broadcasting station. The world's first broadcasting station in history for 2025 with the G5s. Okay, 3 G5s we're going to have in this baby. G5, G5, and the mini G5. When the mini G5 gets here, it's going to be because of you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for your donations. I love you guys. Once again, don't hate, don't wait, don't procrastinate. Go to my Cash App, $Tony McDew, because I love you. And we out.